let's talk some waiver wire hitters from the weekend and rank these names in shallower leagues. Position doesn't matter, just who do you think can have the biggest impact? Nolan Gorman is on one of those streaks right now, 2 for 4 with his 11th home run on Sunday. His last 18 games, batting .322, 7 homers, 17 runs, 16 RBI. He is 68% rostered. JD Martinez has picked things up as well. 1 for 4 with a home run on Friday. Then he went 2 for 4 on Saturday, added an RBI triple on Sunday. He's up to 65%. Davis Schneider, another strong weekend, 1 for 6 with his 7th home run on Friday. Then he went 2 for 4 on Sunday. And Joey Ortiz added 2 more multi-hit games this weekend, and he is now batting .293 with a .391 on base percentage. Chris, how would you rank those in shallower leagues? Just who can make the biggest impact? Gorman, Martinez, Schneider, and Joey Ortiz.
I think I would go Gorman, Ortiz, Schneider, Martinez.
Scott?
I think that's the range I'd go.
I may have Gorman ranked ahead of Ortiz and Schneider rest of season, but I'm not only considering shallow leagues, and they're very close together, no matter what order I have them in. I would rather be rostering Ortiz and Schneider both at this point than Gorman. I know Gorman's picked it up. He's on a nice little home run binge right now, still striking out 40% of the time. So, he's among my 10 sleeper hitters this week, but I believe Davis Schneider is higher on that list. And I trust him more right now as the Blue Jays leadoff hitter, but I trust Joey Ortiz most of all.
All right, what about these two shallow league third basemen? Brian Hayes had himself a nice weekend, and he went 1 for 4 with a steal on Friday, 2 for 4 with a home run on Saturday. Jake Berger slowly coming around his last 9 games, batting .405 with 1 homer, 6 runs, 5 RBI, starting to hit the ball really hard during that stretch. It's just been way too many ground balls this season for Berger, and I know he missed some time with injury, so perhaps it's just taking him some time to really get going here. I don't know that either of these need to be more than like 65% rostered, but is there one in particular you trust or would be looking to add? Brian Hayes and Jake Berger.
I think I'd still go with Hayes over Berger. Berger, he got into this weird habit very early on of swinging very aggressively early in counts, and it was leading to a ton of weak contact. And so, maybe he's starting to figure out, be a little more patient, wait for your pitch, that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather bet on Hayes figuring it out than Berger.
I would take Joey Ortiz over both.
All right.
He's eligible there, so.
Yeah, no, that's good context. Rank these young upside options who are all doing things as of late. Say Don Rafaela with the Red Sox had himself a nice weekend, 2 for 4 with a double dong, 5 RBI on Friday. Then he went 1 for 4 with a steal on Saturday. He's quietly on pace to go 20-20 this season, just doing that with a really low batting average. Pete Crow Armstrong went 2 for 4 with a run scored on Friday, and went 1 for 3 with 2 steals on Saturday. Nick Gonzales, another name we've talked a lot about recently, added another multi-hit game on Friday. He is batting over 300 with an .860 OPS. And Mark Vientos, who I mentioned earlier, likely to see bulk of playing time at third base for the Mets with Brett Beatty getting sent down. He went 3 for 5 with 2 RBI on Friday, 2 for 4 with his 4th home run on Saturday. He's lowered the strikeout rate a lot this season, gets a good amount of barrels, also hitting more ground balls than I would like to see. But Scott, how would you rank these young upsidey options? Vientos, Gonzales, Crow Armstrong, and Rafaela.
I think Nick Gonzales would be the clear number 1 for me. And he probably needs to be a lot more rostered than he is with all the improvements he's made this year, and it's translating to results. Between Rafaela, Crow Armstrong, and Mark Vientos, I don't have a huge preference. It kind of depends on, do you need the corner infielder more? Do you need power more than speed? It's kind of needs based. I guess I'd give the edge to Rafaela, both because he's so versatile and because I read about a change he made prior to that 2-homer game this weekend with his stance. He's kind of lowered his hands.
He's putting his elbows together before he swings. Was the cue that they gave him?
Yeah, and part of it is just trying to helping him catch up to fastballs better. And he's been working on it in the cage for a month, and it's just kind of now started to deploy it in games. So it's not just something that happened on a lark. And maybe it could unlock his potential. As you say, he's been delivering power and speed anyway. But if you can get a little more consistent at the plate, say Don Rafaela, he might turn into something.
And this is why you have to watch us on YouTube, because you get to see Chris Towers recreating Cedon Rafaela's batting stance live here on the show. And he's got a baseball now. So when we get to talk about
I'm going to just be doing pitches and stuff. Yeah.
When we talk about pitchers, he's going to show us all a bunch of pitch grips and all that crazy stuff. What about in deeper leagues? We already spoke about Miguel Andujar. Jesus Sanchez had himself a big game on Friday, 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, a homer, 3 RBI. That was back-to-back games with a home run for Sanchez. Trevor Larnach has homered in 3 of his past 4 games. The problem is that he's playing every other day right now. The Twins like to platoon their players. They're probably not going to play Larnach against lefties. Luke Raley had himself a nice weekend, 2 homers and 1 steal. He had a very bad April, but then picked things up in the month of May. And Jose Miranda, who we spoke about earlier, he continues to hit for the Twins. He went 2 for 4 with his 6th home run on Sunday. I think they could find ways to get him in the lineup, whether it's he DHs or Royce Lewis DHs, and Miranda could play first base too if they really need him to. Anyone really stand out here in deeper leagues? Outside, I mean, if Andujar is the top one, feel free. But between him, Sanchez, Larnach, Luke Raley, and Jose Miranda.
Yeah, I think Andujar is really the only one I have any interest in outside of only leagues. Maybe Miranda, just because it has been going on long enough. And clearly the Twins have some faith in him, given the roster move to send Edward Julian down. So it would be Andujar and then Miranda. I don't have much interest in the rest of them.
I've been starting Miranda when I lost Max Muncy, and it was a roto league, and Miranda was the best third baseman I could find. But given how he's performed since I picked him up, I haven't been inclined to swap him out for Mark Vientos, let's say, the latest third baseman to emerge as a possibility in that league. So I'm pretty satisfied with what Miranda's done.
Miranda has been my starting third baseman in AL only labor for like a month.
That's a great get.
Not that I'm confident it's going to last forever, but that's a league where like 360 players are rostered. I just don't feel like there's a certain enough improvement out there for me to turn away from Miranda.
One name I'll throw out there in NL only leagues, Casey Schmidt was recalled by the Giants, and he had 2 great games in a row, 2 for 4 with a home run on each of Saturday and Sunday. And he was doing some good things in the minors as well. Again, that's Casey Schmidt in NL only leagues.